أهلا وسهلا.
Mabuhay.
欢迎。
Bem-vindo.
Welcome to Accent, the first international show produced at the University of Kansas. I'm Grace Gom.
And I am Renee Malasmi, with today's news, events, and trends from all over the world. Queen Elizabeth II is ill and currently at the Balmoral Castle in Scotland. Prince William, Prince Charles, and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, all traveled there to be with her after doctors said that they are concerned for her health.
Earlier today, the Buckingham Palace released a statement announcing that doctors have recommended that the Queen, quote, remain under medical supervision, end quote, following yesterday's evaluation.
We are going to talk to Anne Patterson, who teaches at the University of Kansas School of Architecture and Design and is from England.
Rumors in the UK is that the Queen already passed away, but the media is not talking about it yet. But anyways, what we know so far is that she is not in a good health position right now. How do you feel about that? How do you think people in the UK are feeling right now?
I think people are sad. I think there's only one reliable news source about this, and that's the BBC. So any news source that anybody's watching that says the Queen's already dead it's just speculation. When there's an official announcement, then that's what we're going to believe. What's kind of bizarre is that the official announcement about the situation came at 6:30 a.m. Kansas time, and there'll be no announcement since then. And so the press has been talking about it for 5 hours without any new information. I think probably everyone in Britain is watching really closely. I'm not saying that everyone in Britain is a royalist or a monarchist, rather. I am, but not everybody is. But she's been part of everybody's lives for so long, whether you're a monarchist or not. She's sort of like everyone's grandma. Or in my case, everyone's mom. She's the same age as my mom was. So it's a huge deal. Everyone feels very connected.
What makes her the Queen that it's so special for the British people?
Why is she so special? I think it's something that she's somebody that everyone has in common. Somebody who doesn't take sides. So she's not political. Maybe she has opinions, but does not express them. So it's something that binds everybody together and is constant through turmoil. So it's a commonality. That's what it is.
What is a memorable moment that you can think of her as a queen that you think that impact your personal life?
Oh, my personal life? I remember, when the Queen's sort of like, all sorts of celebrations, I always play God Save the Queen. Anytime that was like on the TV in my home when I was a kid, my dad, who was a member of the RAF in the Second World War, he would stand up and like salute and put his hands by his sides. It was just like this sort of like reaction. And I just remember that, when I hear the national anthem, I feel like I have to stand up because that's what you're supposed to do. So I think the sort of celebrations of various jubilees, I remember the first jubilee the Silver Jubilee, when she'd been on the throne 25 years. I was in high school and we had a big parade in the town. And then for her Golden Jubilee, her 50 years, I took my 3 kids and we went to a similar party, except I was a mom and they were kids in silly hats. So just to sort of have things recur in your lifetime, and I'm at an age that things have recurred. So I guess it's just a part of this, it's one of the aspects of my life that's recurred through time. I've never met the Queen. I've seen her from a distance. I think when I was a kid, we went to London for a trip, like as a family, and we saw her in a coach on the way to the Parliament or something. But I just think she's just always been there.
If it happens of her dying, what are the impacts of that to the British people to the UK community?
So it's a sort of like, I think I don't think the country will plunge into darkness. I think people there'll be like a big thankfulness for sort of like a life well lived, an example led. I mean, she's brought nothing but like stability, service, and joy all her life. So, when she dies, or today, if she's not, if she's alive or if she's dead, all we can do is be thankful, I think.
Do you have a message that you would like to send now in this sad moment to the other British people who are in the United States and that cannot be in the UK?
I don't have a particular message. I've already reached out to a couple of British people I know here at KU, a couple of professors, and we've already had like a little conversation. I think people should just feel what they feel. It's not my business to impose what I think they should feel. Just, God save the Queen. After saying that all your life, and if she passes or when she passes, it'd be super weird to say God save the King, because we've got 3 kings coming after her.
Yeah.
So we will probably not say God save the Queen and again in my lifetime. So we all sing. It's going to be really hard not to say Queen when we sing the national anthem, because that word will change. That's a big deal for me. I bet a lot of people will still sing it under their breath. They'll say King, but they're really thinking Queen.
I am sure. It literally gave me goosebumps when you said this.
Good. It gives me goosebumps too.
Thank you so much for the interview and taking some time to talk to us.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Faye.
This is a really sad news.
Yeah.
We hope that the Queen get better. If something happened, this is going to turn out to be a historical moment.
After the break, more news from around the world. Stay tuned.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good, for greatness. Can you hear it?
We are back. After this sad news, we are moving to other parts of the world. The Singaporean government has pledged to repeal a colonial-era law that criminalized homosexuality.
Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong hopes that scrapping the law would, quote, provide some relief to gay Singaporeans, end quote, and bring the law in line with current social attitudes. According to the World Health Organization, healthy life expectancy rose by a decade in Africa. The life expectancy on the continent increased from 56 years in 2019 to 46 years in the year 2000. However, this is still below the global average of 64. It is also unclear what the impact of COVID may have had on this number since.
Vienna was crowned the world's most livable city. The capital of Austria ranked first in political stability, low crime, excellent healthcare, and world-class culture institutions.
At the end of August, Kansas City hosted the annual Ethnic Enrichment Festival, gathering and presenting the culture, traditions, and foods of more than 25 different countries. In Swoke Park, organizations like the Sinog Tala Performing Arts Troupe representing the Philippines showcased traditional dances.
Yesterday, Brazil celebrated 200 years of its independence. With less than a month to go until the next election day, thousands of people went to the street to protest in favor and also against Jair Bolsonaro, current president of the biggest country in South America.
And talking about Brazil, Faye went to Jayhawk Boulevard to ask KU students what they know about her home country. Let's watch.
Every year, hundreds of international students land in Kansas to become part of the KU family. In total, 112 countries are represented on campus, and Brazil, it's one of them. With that in mind, we decided to ask what KU students know about the country. The first question was, Where's the country located? And I have to say, most of them got it right.
I said most, not all
I
of
don't
them.
know. I want to say somewhere over in Europe, but I'm probably way off.
It's okay. But even though we are Brazil, we don't speak. And yes, we are surrounded by countries that speak. But we actually speak. And a lot of these people who speak Portuguese are very famous.
Usain Bolt, he's from Brazil, right?
Nope. No, Bad Bunny is not Brazilian. Some of us wish, but no. Here is a small list of Brazilians who you probably should have heard about. Gisele Bündchen, model, activist, and Tom Brady's wife. Pelé, best soccer player of all time. Anitta, pop sensation. And Alice Braga, Hollywood actress.
I feel like I should learn more about Brazil. Like, how is that often?
And we're gonna help you. This is what the Brazilian community at KU would like you to know about Brazil. I'm gonna start. Silva is the most common last name. Does it sound familiar?
So Brazil is a beautiful country. It has a lot of good food.
Brazil has free education and free healthcare for everyone.
Brazil has 5 world titles.
It also probably has the best barbecue.
Brazil is the best place to party.
Brazil is a very diverse country, full of energetic people that are basically willing to help you with anything.
And it has handsome guys like me.
The best of Brazil are the Brazilians.
Thanks, Faye. That was awesome.
Making good friends will definitely make our college journey more pleasant. Speaking of good friends, the new trailer release of the Winnie the Pooh slasher film intrigued many internet users. Some are not a huge fan of the rendition of Disney wholesome and friendly animated film. But despite the negative feedback, many are still interested in watching the movie. What are your thoughts on the movie?
I think it's really strange to have a thriller about like a kid's movie,
Yes.
but I don't know, I'll just have to watch it and figure it out for myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another trend on social media platforms today is BeReal. Have you heard about BeReal?
Yes.
This dual camera feature allows users to take photos using both front and back facing cameras. The feature is available on Snapchat and on Instagram.
Social media users surely love to stay in the loop.
On Facebook, one of the latest trending topics is related to Cracker Barrel's new Impossible sausage. Many users are not pleased with the vegetarian option because according to them, the brand would be trying to attract healthier consumers. These social media trends not only entertain us, but it also allows people from different parts of the world to get connected. And today we will be making this global engagement a little bit more curious with some fun facts. Guatemala recognizes a total of 23 native languages. While the official language is Spanish, the other 22 belong to the people of Maya, Xinca, and Garifuna. For reference, only less than 1% of the total population of the country speaks these languages.
China has a single time zone, even though geographically it spans over 5 time zones and more than 3,000 miles. The cold China Standard Time, as you can imagine, create lots of issues for people in the country. For example, when the sun rises at 6 a.m. in the far east side of China, it will not rise until 10 a.m. on the west side of China.
Who do you think eats the most chocolate? When it comes to the League of Chocoholics, Switzerland is out in front with an annual per capita consumption amounting to a breathtaking 25 pounds in 2021.
That sounds delicious. That's all for today, Jayhawk. We hope you had fun exploring the world with us, one day at a time.
We'll see you next week for more current news, events, and trends around the world.
Paalam.
Ma'assalama.
Ciao.
再见。